Have you ever sat alone and thought, why does it feel like fewer people reach out now? The truth is, loneliness after 70 isn't always caused by distance or loss. Sometimes, it's the small, sneaky habits we pick up, the ones we don't even realize we're doing, that slowly push others away. And by the time we notice, it's already quiet. But here's the good news. You can change these habits. You can rebuild connection. You can feel seen, heard, and loved, no matter your age. In today's video, I'll show you 5 habits that may be quietly stealing your joy, your peace, and your relationships. And I promise you, habit number 4 is one most seniors never recognize until it's too late. So stay with me until the end, because your future self will thank you for this. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, have you ever felt more alone than you expected after 70? Type yes or no below. I read every single comment. Now let's begin. Your second chance at connection might start right here. Habit number 1. Letting bitterness become your default language. For years, Mr. Allen, a 73-year-old retired mechanic, was known as the cheerful neighbor. He'd wave at everyone, always had a joke ready, and never missed a chance to help fix a leaky faucet. But after losing his wife and going through a tough health scare, something shifted. Allen didn't even notice at first. He thought he was just being realistic. But slowly, everything out of his mouth started sounding like a complaint. He'd say, "Young people today are lazy. Doctors don't care anymore. The world's just gone downhill." Soon, neighbors stopped dropping by. His daughter started calling less. Even the grandkids avoided sleepovers at Grandpa's house. The truth? Allen wasn't pushing people away because he meant to. He was hurting, and expressing that pain the only way he knew: bitterness. But what he didn't realize was this: emotions are contagious. When all we put out is frustration and criticism, we build an invisible wall between ourselves and the people we love. And slowly, it gets very quiet. How Allen turned things around. One afternoon, Allen overheard a neighbor's child say, "I don't want to go to the grumpy man's house." And it broke his heart. That night, Allen did something different. He sat down and wrote out 3 things that made him smile that day, even if they were small. The sound of birds outside, his hot cup of coffee, a memory of his late wife's laughter. He made that a new habit. Every night, no matter how tough the day. Then, instead of starting conversations with complaints, he began with a compliment or a question. "You've got a great smile today. Tell me what you're excited about." Within 2 weeks, people noticed. They stopped for longer chats. His granddaughter sent him funny videos again. Why? Because positivity invites people in. Negativity shuts the door. Let's talk. Have you ever caught yourself being a little too critical without realizing it? Or maybe someone else's negativity pushed you away? Drop a yes in the comments if this resonates, or a working on it if you're ready to shift the energy in your life. And if you're already a beacon of positivity, let us know your secret. Habit number 2. Neglecting your appearance and personal care. Linda, a 76-year-old retired piano teacher, used to be the kind of woman who always turned heads. She wore bright scarves, red lipstick, and had a laugh that filled the room. People admired her, not just for her style, but for the way she made them feel alive. But after her arthritis worsened and her husband passed, something inside her dimmed. At first, she stopped going to the hair salon. Then, she traded her favorite blouses for oversized sweaters. She told herself, "It doesn't matter anymore. Who's going to notice?" But people did notice, and not in the way she expected. Her friends stopped inviting her to dinners. Her neighbor, once eager to chat at the mailbox, barely waved. Even Linda's own reflection began to feel like a stranger. It wasn't vanity. It was a slow erosion of her self-worth. When you stop showing up for yourself, the world stops showing up for you. How Linda reclaimed her spark. One afternoon, Linda's granddaughter came to visit and brought a little gift, a bright coral lipstick. "Grandma, this reminded me of you," she said. That moment hit Linda hard, not because of the lipstick, but because she realized someone remembered who she used to be. And maybe, just maybe, that version of herself wasn't gone yet. She made a decision that day. Every morning, she would get dressed, even if she had nowhere to go. She'd brush her hair, spritz her favorite perfume, and put on one thing that made her feel alive. Within weeks, something shifted. People smiled more. Conversations got warmer. She started feeling visible again. Because when you treat yourself like you matter, others do too. Let's reflect. Have you ever gone through a phase where you just stopped caring about how you looked? Did it affect how connected or disconnected you felt from the world around you? Share your thoughts in the comments. What's one small thing you can do this week to show up for yourself? We're in this together, and your story might just help someone else feel seen again. Habit number 3, refusing to adapt or try new things. Evelyn, 74, had lived in the same small house for over 40 years. She had the same phone, the same TV, the same routine. Wake up, read the newspaper, and go about her quiet day. When her daughter suggested she try video chatting with her grandkids, Evelyn laughed. "I'm too old for that," she said. "They can just call me like normal people." But slowly, the calls stopped. The grandkids sent texts she never saw. Photos were shared in group chats she wasn't part of. Birthday videos were posted online, but Evelyn never saw them. She felt left out, but didn't know why. It wasn't anyone's fault. The world just moved forward, and Evelyn had refused to take a single step with it. The silent cost of staying stuck. Staying stuck in old habits feels safe, familiar, but over time, it builds walls between you and the people you love. Evelyn wasn't being ignored. She was becoming invisible. Not because no one cared, but because she refused to meet them where they were. She didn't realize that by saying no to new things, she was unknowingly saying no to connection, to memories, to love. How she turned it around. One Sunday, her 16-year-old grandson, Mateo, came over with a surprise. He sat with her and said, "Grandma, I'm not leaving until I teach you how to use FaceTime." She resisted at first. Her hands shook. She said, "I can't do this." But Mateo just smiled and said, "It's okay. We'll go slow." By the end of the hour, Evelyn had video chatted with her youngest granddaughter, who lived 2 states away and hadn't seen her face in over a year. She cried, not because it was hard, but because it was beautiful. And for the first time in a long time, she didn't feel like the world was passing her by. What about you? When was the last time you said yes to something new, even if it felt intimidating? Have you ever felt left behind because of technology or something else? Let's talk about it in the comments. What's one small thing you've been avoiding that you're ready to try? Remember, growth isn't about keeping up. It's about staying open. And every yes you say to something new is one more door opening back to connection. Habit number 4. Letting pride stop you from asking for help. Ronald was 76, a widower, independent, proud. For decades, he was the guy who fixed the leaky faucets, changed his own oil, and never asked a soul for help, not even when he had back pain or struggled to carry groceries. "Why bother my kids?" he'd mutter. "I've always done things myself." But over time, that pride turned into quiet isolation. He started skipping trips to the market because the walk from the car was too much. He stopped attending his church group because he couldn't hear well and didn't want to admit it. He even turned down dinner invitations because he didn't want anyone to see how hard it was for him to button his shirt. The result? He wasn't alone because people didn't care. He was alone because he kept shutting them out. The hidden damage of "I'm fine." When you pretend you don't need help, people eventually stop offering, not because they don't love you, but because they don't want to intrude. Or worse, they start believing you don't want them around. That's the cost of unspoken pride. It doesn't protect your dignity. It starves your relationships. Ronald didn't realize it until his daughter asked, with tears in her eyes, "Dad, do you even want us in your life anymore?" That question broke him. How he found his way back. The next day, he picked up the phone and did something he hadn't done in years. He said, "Can you help me with something?" Not only did his daughter rush over, she brought his grandson too. They laughed, cleaned, fixed up the porch together. Ronald felt embarrassed at first, but by the end of the day, he felt something stronger than pride. He felt loved. Here's the truth. Asking for help isn't weakness. It's trust in action. It's a bridge to deeper relationships. No one gets to 80 alone, and we're not meant to. So ask yourself, is there something, big or small, that you've been struggling with in silence? Leave a comment with "I'm ready" if you've ever been too proud to ask for help and want to change that. Let's support each other. You're not a burden, you're human. And connection starts the moment you let someone in. Habit number 5. Holding on to old hurts and regrets. Martha was 81, a loving mother, a loyal friend, and someone who never forgot a wrong. She remembered every betrayal, every harsh word, the neighbor who never returned her casserole dish, the sister who didn't call after her husband passed, the friend who stopped visiting after one awkward argument 5 years ago. She told herself, "I'm not angry, I just don't forget." But in truth, Martha was stuck in memories that played like broken records, and every time she replayed them, she built another wall, one that kept people out and kept pain in. The silent weight of resentment. You don't need to yell to be bitter. Sometimes it's in the tight smile, the silent treatment, the "I'm fine" when you're not. What Martha didn't realize was that while she clung to old hurts, life, and the people in it, kept moving forward without her. Bitterness made her guarded, and guarded hearts rarely feel joy. Her turning point. One evening, as Martha flipped through old photo albums, she came across a picture of her and her sister on the beach, laughing, young, free. Tears welled up in her eyes. She whispered, "I miss her." In that moment, Martha realized something powerful. She wasn't hurting anyone else by holding on. She was only hurting herself. So the next morning, with shaking hands, she wrote a letter, not to send, but to release. She poured it all out. The pain, the anger, the missed birthdays, the unspoken forgiveness. Then she tore it up. And for the first time in years, she felt light. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing peace over pain. It means making space for new memories, not just replaying old ones. Forgiveness isn't saying what happened was okay. It's saying, I won't let it define me anymore. So ask yourself, is there someone you need to forgive? Or something from your past you need to set down? Leave a comment with "letting go" if this hits home for you. Because here's the truth. The more space you free up in your heart, the more love it can hold. Final thoughts. It's never too late to reconnect. So here's what we've uncovered today. Loneliness after 70 doesn't just happen. It creeps in. Through old grudges, closed hearts, critical words, and the belief that no one understands us anymore. But here's the truth most people forget. Connection is a choice. Joy is a habit. And it's never, ever too late to change. Whether you've found yourself pulling away without realizing, or you see someone you love slipping into silence, there's always a way back. It could be as simple as a warm smile, a phone call, or saying, "I was wrong, and I miss you." Don't let the past steal one more day of love, laughter, or peace from your life. Your turn. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 habits surprised you the most? Is there one you're ready to change today? Even sharing your story could help someone else feel a little less alone. And if this video touched your heart, please like it, share it, and subscribe for more honest, uplifting content every week. You're not alone. Not now. Not ever. Let's age with grace, strength, and connection together.